The fact that y'all are going up for this man's release based on the technicality tells me everything I need to know about your politic. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. Girl, go ahead and grab your headphones because you know the last day of Pride and I got to show mine in a black V-neck and go ahead and lay some of y'all to rest because I am not going to be on the internet this week. I'm just not. I don't have the energy to be out here arguing with folks who do not understand things and who do not want to see a better future for folks, who do not understand consent, who do not believe in the true work. Like, I'm so disappointed in seeing some celebrities, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because if anything that y'all have in solidarity is class. That's the only thing that y'all have in solidarity is class. So y'all gonna protect yourselves, so it really doesn't really tell me much. And I'm talking about you, Phylicia Rashad. Yes, I'm talking about you. We're gonna get to it. So go ahead. I gave you some time to get you your headphones because we're gonna have a conversation. So earlier today, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned the conviction of Bill Cosby. Now, it was basically a technicality. And what's interesting about this is the district attorney that, messed up this stuff and like he made a deal with the district attorney who is Bill Castor was Trump's lawyer for his second impeachment. When I tell you all of this stuff really goes like full circle, and I'm gonna explain it to you, and I'm really gonna drag some of these celebrities, especially Phylicia Rashad, who is about to be the new dean for Howard University, and it's really telling for someone like Phylicia Rashad to come out and say something like this, and is going to be the dean for Howard University, when you're supposed to be in some capacity responsible for all of these like students, and a lot of them are black women. Like, Phylicia, this ain't it. So, like I told you all, his conviction was overturned. He was serving a 10-year sentence, and he only served about 3 years. And now it has been overturned, and the charges that he that ultimately put him in jail he cannot be charged with these again. And it was basically a technicality, and I'm gonna explain it to you. The ruling was the product of a deal Cosby had made with the district attorney in 2005, which the prosecutor promised Cosby he wouldn't be charged in the case involving Andrea, a former Temple University employee who accused Cosby of drugging and sexually assaulting her in 2004. So basically, Bill Cosby made a deal back in 2005 with Bill Castor, the then district attorney who represented Trump during his second impeachment. Now, he made a deal, and the deal was that, hey, if you come here and testify and do whatever, like, we won't use that against you. We won't use that against you in the future or whatever. Now, unfortunately, that was the thing that led him in jail. So when he made this deal back in 2005, he was promised that his testimony would be used against him in another case or whatever. And here we are in 2021, 16 years later, and this is the technicality that saved him. Like, now the Pennsylvania Supreme Court has looked at it and said, like, hey, y'all made a deal with him, and we can't, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that. And there's so many thoughts. There's so many thoughts, like, it's just, oh my God. So the Pennsylvania Supreme Court on Wednesday ruled that Castor's deal with Cosby should have prevented Cosby from being charged in the case, which ultimately landed him behind bars. So now he can't be charged again with this, with these same charges. He can't, another victim will have to come forward and go through the whole process and all of these things. There is so much my mind is doing, and I'm kind of getting upset because I'm trying to make sure that I'm articulating how I feel, because seeing celebrities out here just going up and just not even understanding that this man's testimony, he gave testimony that what he did happen. He literally came out his mouth and said, yes, I did these things to said woman. Yes, I did drug and I did do all of these things. So I'm not understanding how Phylicia Rashad comes out and say that justice miscarriage. Let me literally go pull it up, because Phylicia Rashad, and I don't want to spend all of my time talking about her, but what makes this quite interesting is that Phylicia Rashad like going to be the dean at Howard University with a politic like that of supporting an abuser, a person who's been accused and has been charged with rape. Like, girl, what are you saying? What are you saying when we look at how many like women experience that on college campuses across the United States? And then you are a black dean and out here saying something like that? You got to do better. You got to do better. And like, you know what? It doesn't surprise me because all rich folks like Phylicia Rashad, Bill Cosby, Kodak Black, all of them are the same. Like, all of them are the same. So no matter how many good roles Phylicia Rashad has played, no matter how many fantastic things she has done, this is some mess. This is some mess to come out. And the reason why we're talking about it is because people like Phylicia Rashad get power. She is going to be the dean. So we have to call it out. It ain't like she just has a messed up opinion or she's saying like something trash and it's just like, you know, this is serious. This is very serious. Not saying that she will do anything like this, but like, what does it say and you be in a situation where someone is saying they have experienced something on your campus while you're the dean? Like, what type of policies are, like with that mindset, what type of policies are that you're going to implement to protect black women on your campus? Like, this is a mess. Like, this is a mess. So, Phylicia Rashad wasn't the only one. You had a couple of folks, like a couple of celebrities, you know, who are just coming out. And it was interesting. Phylicia Rashad just could have just said nothing. She could have just not said anything. She could have just said nothing. Nothing would have been fine. Nothing would have been good. Nothing would have been perfect. But the fact that you want us to know how you feel, you want us to know that your politic is this, like I'm supporting, like what is your tweet doing in solidarity? What does it do? You just want to stick your foot out and say, girl, I'm supporting this trash and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And I hope that enough folks bring up hell and that you lose your position. I hope to God that happens for you because that don't make any sense. I want to bring up so I want to talk about a couple of things because I've been having a conversation about abolition on my channel. I've been having a conversation about abolition on my platforms and stuff. And I've been met with this conversation of, you know, what are we going to like abolish the police? How's it going to protect black women? How is there like black women need the police? Black women need this. And this is like, of course, like, a black woman wasn't the one who, like, there was a white woman who, you know, came out and said that, you know, Bill Cosby did these things. But if you think that a system did not protect this woman, what do you think it's going to do with black women? And I'm glad that my fave, Angry Black Homo, y'all check him out, brought up a good point today. He brought up a really good point, and I really want y'all to follow and support him because it just made me really think. And the news today with Bill Cosby is yet another reason why I face pump every time someone dismisses prison abolition with, well, what would we do with the rapists? I mean, shit, look what's happening with them now. Perfect. Look what's happening with them now. Look what is not happening to them now. So what is being said to me and how I'm looking at this is only those who cannot afford the lawyers and the legal, you know, shit, the lawyers and things to pay for these things and go out on trial. The folks who cannot afford that are going to be the ones that's going to be thrown behind bars. Those are the people who are going to be, you know, experiencing whatever, like this is the justice. That the poor folks who can't afford these lawyers, who cannot get out on technicalities and things, do not have the resources to be able to do the research and do all this other stuff to help them. These are the folks who will suffer. I don't want to live in a system like that. I don't want to live in a system like this. And this is why we really have to do a job of at the very least, listening to a conversation about abolition. Like, I promise you, as someone who was like, girl, I don't know what we gonna do, and this system keeps proving itself that it is working. That is the system working. That is the system. Getting out on a technicality is a real thing. Bill Cosby is not the first person to get off on a technicality. He's going to be the last person. Tariq Nasheed or whatever tweeted something too. Like, it's just, y'all faves are out here, like, really supporting this. Like y'all got these folks out, they really out here, you know, saying this shit. Abolition now. Like, I'm being so serious. Like, abolition now. Like, that is the only thing that will save us. Like, that is the only thing. Like, we cannot continue to live in a system that protects people like Bill Cosby. We cannot, like, we're not living. If anything, we're surviving. If anything, we're surviving. Like, this is, and I feel so bad for the victims of, you know, of Bill Cosby. And just to remind myself, like, just to remind the people watching, this man admitted to these things. Like, he admitted to doing, like, this stuff to this woman. And people are out here saying, oh, like the system worked itself in a way that the truth came out. But the truth was already came out when the victims opened their mouth and told their stories. And now some folks are trying to spin it as if like, oh, this white folks out here doing something like da 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 da. No, Bill Cosby admitted to doing the things that he did. And even now, this man, even in jail, said that he was not interested in doing no type of rehabilitation or nothing. He has never shown any signs of feeling bad for the things he has done. Not once has he. Not once has he. So at the same time, like, I'm not really surprised that this happened. I'm just like, I'm really kind of a little bit like just an inkling, a little small chance of me, just like, why would someone like Phylicia Rashad say something like this? But then again, I'm not really surprised. Like, when I tell you social media is going to be hell for the next couple of weeks, when I tell you black men gonna feel like they won, black men gonna, and what's gonna be funny about this, black men, you didn't win, because black men, most of y'all don't have the money and y'all don't have the resources like a Bill Cosby. So your ass will be in jail. So while you out here dragging folks for being prison abolitionists and all this other stuff, they are fighting for you. I was driving down the street the other day and I was on my phone. You know, Georgia has a no holding the phone law. I wasn't even holding the phone. I'm literally at a red light. My phone is in a device. I'm changing the maps because I'm going to a different place. And you have a police officer behind me telling me, get off your phone on the speakerphone. We live in a world that is like hyper policing all of us. And mainly black folks are the ones that are being policed. And y'all out here thinking that this technicality is going to protect y'all in the event that y'all get accused for a crime that y'all did not commit, which really tells me that y'all not doing the research, y'all don't understand what is going on, you don't believe victims, you don't care to believe victims, because then they got nothing to do with you until your ass is on the line. And the whole time you got black queer folks, black women out here marching and protesting and raising hell for y'all, just for y'all to turn around and laugh in our face. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm really pissed off, so I'm going to really take a break from social media because I'm not interested in seeing no posts on any of these Instagram blogs or nothing. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it in the comments, sound off. And until next time, I'll talk y'all later on tonight. Bye.